Right, everyone, what is up? Trey the Trash Man from All Chat Esports here. Today, I want to continue on this topic that you may or may not have seen. Sometime yesterday, I posted this tweet. What is the most inconvenient, unnecessary, or just ridiculous thing you have ever done in order to make sure that you got to a tournament? This is basically just speaking to the extents and lengths at which we, as enjoyers of whatever community it is that we enjoy, go to try and make these gatherings, events, tournaments, whatever, whether it's sleeping on floors, 17-hour Greyhound rides in the cold, whether it's playing through injuries, getting hit by cars. You'd be surprised. People like JMook and IBDW have kind of chimed in, talked about basically betting on themselves. I thought this would be a fun little topic, and as someone who has been to a tournament or two in the past at different points, I thought that I would have some fun stories to share as well. So, without further ado, y'all, we are gonna get into talking about the extents we go for our favorite games. Great Trash Man, All Chat Esports. Gonna get into this. I was reminiscing on the first tournament I ever won. It just came up, which was a Yuba City monthly, which is like one of our region's monthly events. I had been traveling to SoCal a lot of that time for events, going back and forth between SoCal and NorCal, just trying to compete as much as I could. This was on my way back to Northern California, where I live, Sacramento, from Burbank. I had just taken the Greyhound. As you can see, so here, the soonest one leaves at 7:30 p.m. It's 8.5 hours. And I had just entered probably like 3-4 tournaments that week, like the Bell Local, maybe a Fight for SoCal, might have gone to a Training Mode Tuesday. Just thinking that whole time, I'm like, wow, when am I going to win a tournament? I've been getting a lot better. I get through Stockton. I'm like, oh, I'm determined. And on this day, I'm getting home on a Sunday. There was a monthly here in Yuba City, California. Earlier that day, like I said, I was all the way down here. This is where I start my day. Okay. So I arrive in Sacramento probably around 1 p.m. in the afternoon. And I get picked up from the Greyhound train station in Sacramento after asking people in my region if they could. I have bags and everything, all my luggage, and I get driven to Yuba City, where I eventually win my first tournament. Not very big, but I was very proud. Go back from Yuba all the way down to here to where I live. So that was the story that kind of sparked my thinking for this thread. And people were really, really responsive to it. Some of the first responses I got were from people in my region. Left a playoff game to go to one of your bi-weeklies. Then didn't go to my early morning calculus test to stay late too. So not only did this person miss their high school playoff baseball game to come to my bi-weekly tournament, they then decided to not go to their calculus test the next morning just so that they could stay extra late at my house tournament. I am definitely negatively affecting the futures of the players in my scene. But gosh darn it, if we all aren't passionate, I would have beat Payne's ass if they were on my team. This one is fucked up. Alright, I once called out of work after claiming my auntie died and used the same excuse the week after just to go to your bi-weekly tourney and Yuba's monthly. They said as long as they don't get fired, they don't care. They told me on stream, they said, backstory, that their auntie died 2 weeks after this. Holy fuck. Went to a show 2 days before G4, their own show, correct? Which was Rival's first big major. And at said show, I broke my hand on someone's head while moshing. Never got it checked out. Went to the major and got 33rd. That's a great story. Skipped a family member's wedding once. Not someone I was super close to, but I do look back and question myself sometimes. That down throw, down tilt. I hope your family members get a divorce one day, and that way you don't have to question yourself anymore. Because you know what? I'm sure you made the right decision. I really doubt the wedding was as fun as that local. Rescheduled my wedding for Double Down, and then Double Down got moved. So I may have just found a way to get one of my class's final exam rescheduled so that I can make it to CEO, but I might have to buy fake plane tickets to a fake wedding in India. So you know what, Apology Man? I respect the hustle. I would have done the same. Just got bodied. Mom found out I took the Prius to Evo. Wasn't supposed to. Because someone in Vegas stole a hubcap from one of the wheels. The story behind this one, those 100,000 votes, is that Dark Gen X spent like 20 grand on themselves to get them into Summit. My carpool crushed my hand in the door, breaking 3 fingers. I still attended the tournament untreated and won singles and dubs. Hand went purple and swelled like sausages plus blood bubbles. Lost 2 fingernails by the end of the event. Oh God, what? This is disgusting. I'm gonna need to ask Rag for pictures. This is a cool one. J-Mook responded last night talking about what they did to attend Summit 13. So had to take every single final that they had a week early, and the professors were able to do it and allow them, which that alone is already just really lucky. Then they literally put their 2 weeks in at Starbucks, their job and their source of income, hoping to play well enough to have better opportunities come their way. And it was a gamble that paid off. FlyQuest has been supporting J-Mook since. Let's go down to H-Box. Broke my index finger playing dodgeball, relearned all the inputs with the middle finger in a week while the other was in a casting out 4th of Genesis. This reminded me of my story. So TLDR, I broke my wrist before Evo. I didn't get it fixed because of Evo, and I still have a broken wrist to this day. Coney chimed in. My flight to Frostbite 2019 got canceled. I drove from the airport to a Greyhound station and got the last bus ticket to Detroit at 11 p.m. at night and took a 16-hour trip through the wintry hellscapes of Pennsylvania and Ohio. This is kind of similar to the J-Mook one. Big House 9 was threatened by my grandma that I'd get kicked out for missing Yom Kippur. Not religious, by the way, neither of us. She just hates video games. Said, fuck it, went, got kicked out, moved to Cali with $0, sub-gold food, and did lessons until Panda signed me. And you know what, Cody? Oh, thankfully you did. Skipped your high school graduation. So I literally junked my 2001 Nissan Maxima so I could have enough money to get to Combo Breaker 2017. Needless to say, it did not turn out how I planned it would. My friend was being held hostage, but my bracket started in 5 minutes, so I ignored his call. I divorced my wife to become the best Marvel player I can be. This person broke up with their high school girlfriend because of Melee tournaments. Had class at 10 a.m. in a state 10 hours away. Skipped college graduation, every single homecoming. All 4 wisdom teeth removed. I got invited to a threesome one time, but I ghosted that to go to a local fighting game tournament. Forgot which one. Slept on the ground in an airport. Sent my resignation letter to my employer. Tipped off 12, I was covered in blood from a botched IV. Just that alone. Just that part alone is so funny to me. After being hospitalized for food poisoning the day before the tournament, I went straight from the hospital to the tourney and slept 1 hour at a breastfeeding room in the venue. Played 10 out of 10 in singles and double 4 stock mech. Net caught a massive stray here. You know what, Logan? This whole thing is super metal. Patty of Alston Melee. This one time I drove my dad's big-ass truck to a tournament at a very packed mall. This next sentence, I just can't. Long story short, I completely ran over this family's parked car. Like, tore the bumper off and everything. I then left my mom's phone number on a note and went inside and commentated top 24 Lamau. This, you win. You win. It's just perfect. This is just perfect. Speaks for itself. All right. That was a Trey Talks, talking about the extents at which I and others have gone in order to go to Melee tournaments. Let me know down below the extents at which you have gone, or you can tweet at me on Twitter or on the thread at Trey the Trash Man. Same thing everywhere, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all that, All Chat Esports. You can find us everywhere at All Chat Esports. I would love to hear from y'all. Until next time, you can probably find me streaming, talking about similar topics, or if you enjoyed this video, make sure you pop around the streams in the future because we do these live on Twitch and then they get thrown over to YouTube. So there'll be plenty more of these coming in the future. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.